Nice piece of property, though.
We got a message from our buddy here, E. Deckroof. Man, thank you for the support. Thank you so much, for real. He says, I have a question and a suggestion for you guys. The question, how much consideration should one put into school zones and restaurants nearby a potential home? Suggestion, you guys should riff an episode of a home improvement / real estate show. Like, watch alongside of it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Maybe for like a special stream.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah,
how much? I don't. Yeah, that's we should do that.
Yeah,
I don't put that much value in the school system. Just because the average school system problem in Rhode Island, you have to pay like a $100,000 premium to live in a kind of a gossipy town. So the towns in Rhode Island and around me anyway are towns I wouldn't live in if you paid for it, just because of the culture of the town. A lot of McMansions, good school systems, but like not really like worth it. I have a pretty good school system. I don't know. The money and savings, I would just send my kid to private school. And I think about that all the time. People ask me like, no way. I'm like, yeah, I would. I come from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Okay, I'm not a rich person. I don't have rich family. My dad worked as the groundskeeper at a private high school. I got to go for free. It changed my life. It's that simple. I got to go to a nice high school because my dad worked there for free. Me and my brother. It was a good deal.
Yeah, that
it was like six. It was good. It was like $7,000 a year.
Was he paid too?
Yeah. He worked. He was the groundskeeper Willie. You know, my dad was the head janitor there. So, and I kind of believe in private education. I think it was life changing for me. And I would go get a job as a janitor at the school, or hopefully I make enough money banging my head through a laptop to be able to afford, afford private. But I would save the money on the house in the up and coming area, use the first schools, and then down the end finish it nicely. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really run through it yet, but I don't know. My friends that I had a couple of friends that also kind of in the same pond, like kind of fighting above their weight. Their parents just doing the right thing, working their ass, send them to a good school and give them something that they didn't have, and they were appreciative of it. And you got to go to college. I'd probably be drinking Bud Light right now and after I got home from a long day of finishing plaster if I stayed in the town I grew up in. So
really,
yeah, I feel very blessed every day to have my 1926 Range Rover over there, and my buddy Jet over here on this really nice halo ring light.
Jacob here with a generous 50. Man, thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, bro.
The fact that the U.S. dollar is S-ing the bed concerns me a lot, especially with all these other countries getting off the dollar. Economic future for the U.S. is looking bleak right now.
Yeah, I gotta come clean here. I had my first little shake this morning when I thought, I'm waiting for this big fallout, right?
Yeah.
I know what's going on here, and I'm talking about a fallout. 50 offers on a house this weekend. Barrett Jack on Meekum Auctions, record-setting. A two-door Blazer on Bring a Trailer did $40,000. So that's asset grab. What do they call that? You're an economics guy. When people don't want money. I think there is a run on the banks. I think people are sitting with big, giant balances, and they can't help themselves, and they say that they'd rather have asset than cash.
Yeah.
I got to put some houses into that mix. Yeah. I got to be straight with you. I don't want you to buy a house that is a McMansion or that is overpriced, top of the market, $50,000 over sticker, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we're going to try to prevent. I do want you to buy a house, though. I'll say rate.
Yeah.
I'll say buckle down and bite the rate. Let them bang you.
Yeah.
I mean that. I'm trying to watch your ass. I'm trying to be responsible with this stuff. I want you to buy a house. I really feel as though the good stuff's going to get gobbled up. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow at BlackRock when France wakes up when they wake up in the ashes of France. You gotta love the French.
What happened at BlackRock France?
French stormed BlackRock offices and started fucking road flares in the lobby and stormed fucking.
Yeah, the protests in Europe.
French don't give a fuck.
Oh man, did you see the yellow vest stuff they were doing a year or so back?
When they were laying in the road?
Yeah, well, it was they were blocking the turnpikes or whatever, the circular road.
Yeah.
They connect all the cities, so they would just pull tractors up and shut them down. But France is pretty spot on with their analysis of the problem. America will just break small business windows when they riot. France knows the problem.
Yeah, they go to the Capitol.
Yeah.
They go to like the bankers.
Yeah.
Iceland put bankers in jail. I found that out.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's
Americans don't even know what bankers are or what they do.
They wouldn't even. They'd go like knock a fucking bank teller out at like Bank of America, thinking they like
where's my money?
Yeah. Rose against the anarchy, and then they like knock Karen. They put Karen in a noodle jaw.
You and Joe Biden and Trump is playing with my money. I'm about to start punching everybody.
That's what you were doing the last time I had when you were at the bank. I was like, what the f taking jets so long? And then I walked in there and you were having a conversation like that.
Yeah.
You were like, it's Trump, it's Biden, we're all in on it together. I was like, Jet, we gotta go, buddy. See?
Nick, they said I can only pull out $7,500.
I'm like, it's actually $5,000 you can pull out. So we're gonna have to come back again tomorrow. So, but no, honestly, in so many ways, now it's just gonna get back down to let's really just find a piece of property that is a fun live, a good piece, and I'm dead serious about that. I'm not reversing course. I'm just changing where it's like, wait. I don't see, and honestly, I don't see the people who bought the cool shit foreclosing. I just see the idiots that are absentee landlords buying multifamilies foreclosing.
Yeah.
If you want to get into that game, that's a whole nother conversation. I won't do multifamilies until they make sense. Multifamilies are trading at the silly fucking TikTok metric that I don't give a shit for cash flow and all that stuff. I'm talking about buying cool houses. But I don't see those people foreclosing. So if you see one to market, now it's going to be, if it's new to market, first time to market in 30 years, let's go. Let's jump on this. Let's make a deal. And then let's start talking. Let's unpack the conversation on, let's get right in these sellers' faces and get the questions out and hash deals out. And get a good realtor will do that. Jakey will get up in the realtor's face.
Yeah.
He will like ask the other realtor, the sellers, you need a good realtor to watch through. Like, I want to know this answer. Why are they selling it? Will they take less? But if it's a hot piece, the person who bought it knows it's a hot piece. So it's up to you to really, really work this out. You kind of just, what you do is, my dad used to do this in the auctions when I was a kid. If my dad saw something at an auction he wanted, you know what he would do to it? Say it's a car rolling through. He would go like this, and he would put his hands on it, and he wouldn't leave. And then other guys were bidding, and he would like stare at him. And he'd be like, 5,000. And the guy's like, 5,200. It's like 5,300. 5,400, 5,600.
It's already his.
It's just like, I'm not leaving. I'm not, like, honestly, I'll run you up and then I'll get off. Like, and then it's called dumping it on someone.
Yeah.
So say the car's worth 6,000.
Like, you want to challenge me?
Yeah, he's like, it's 5,800. And not like an idiot. He'll be like,
Yeah.
and the guy will be like, 6,000. He'll be like, 6,100. Now he's into his own comfort zone. 62. It's dropping a hot potato on someone.
Yeah.
But like,
that's so good.
It's just, you stay in front of the people. If you really want something, write letters. Stay in front of the people. Talk to the owners. Talk to the sellers. Be a psychopath. I did it. I wrote letters before. When I got my other house that was cool, I wrote a letter before. I've had letters written to me about that. When I sold it, I had letters written to me. So, cool. It gets personal. So,
Bachman81 with a 20, looking to move to San Diego this area from Boston. I hate the cold, and San Diego is much cheaper. Should I rent for the summer then buy, or am I better off buying now if I plan to stay there long term? Currently making $92,000 a year. Thanks.
No, all of you guys that want to relocate to a major metro area, please God rent. Please God rent. Don't buy. San Diego's not cheap, but find the up and coming area. Use what you've learned here, and I mean that. Like, try to figure out and analyze a neighborhood. When it came down to, someone asked a question earlier, schools and restaurants. Restaurants come first. People who want to own restaurants, they're good cooks. They're the top of their field. They're just not advancing. They want to open their own place. Where do they live? They live in the fringes. Come on, all you cook guys, come get my back. So the restaurant is first, then the people. And then it's, I think that's why it's so important to find the good restaurant, because everybody that goes there kind of knows the lay of the land. They know Jesse the cook. They want to move near him. He's got a roommate from out of town that stays with him. His landlord's kind of a bust out, so we let people stay. And that's how it gets better. That's how the real rough areas you got.
Duckriff with the 25. You mentioned earlier that inflation/bank crisis might necessitate a house purchase sooner rather than later. Even if we get screwed, wouldn't the moving average for homes put us close to the green after 7 or so years? Thanks.
Yeah, again, if the market kind of just does one of these, I just don't want you to buy here. That's all. So if it like, this is what it did in 08. Like, it went 08 to 11. They went like from here, like kind of like these numbers, to like I mean, real talk, they were like half.
Yeah.
The good obviously got grabbed up, but it was still a hit. That's what I'm battling with in my own head. That's what I'm thinking about. But
you don't think we could get another like 50%er? Another deep one?
No, because the default rate isn't for the same reasons as it was before. People didn't write bad mortgages because they couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
Now they just don't want to move because they're like, why would I move? But like some people, like, I don't know. This is a very, it's hard to, I'm not a fucking wizard. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just saying what I see. I'm being totally transparent with you that I was thinking like, oh no, it's going to fall. And now I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. The fucking, like the default rate on the good what I'm trying to find is new to market, best deal. The one, you have to just sharpen your pencil a little bit and sharpen your lens and be like, what are we looking at? Like, am I able to, like, did this house price in the fact that it wasn't redone yet?
Yeah.
And can I get in there and sort of like muscle that a little more and like work them a little harder on that? How would you do that? Get a nightmare inspector. Get a home inspector that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That guy will chew that house. If it's a house that's new to market, the one you want, he'll be like, well, the heating system's leaking this fouled out, this hasn't been repaired, the burner's all messed up, this plumbing's old, this zone valve's gonna need replacement, these are inefficient, the windows are all failing, the roof's failing, the chimney's failing, the gutters are leaking to there's a crack in the foundation. Again, they're gonna tear the house to shreds, but that's what you do. That's the business of real estate. That's kind of like, you get the best home inspector in the world and a good and a real estate agent. I know you guys are like, oh, there's no salesman. You need a procurer of the deal. You can't do that alone. Go ahead. You won't be able to do it. And like, yeah, there'll be some anecdotal guy like, I went right to the guy and I made a deal. Like, sure, then go try it. But I'm telling you, you want representation because if it's cool, there are other people's eyes on it, and you're gonna need to know how to like, kind of like box out in the paint. That's a real thing.
Anita Cock. Oh, man, they got me again.
Oh.
Ah!
Man, they got you like old
Mose so easy.
Style, Simpson style.
Anita Cock. Thank you for joining.
Coke.
Anita Cock. Hey, thank you for trolling me, and thank you for joining Severe Beast.